So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel or happy Diwali to everyone. And we are now in the London. It's already been 3 months, and we all are going for to visit the London in the Diwali station. So yeah, let's see what we will see today. And अभी हम लोग जा रहे हैं वैसे तो टावर ब्रिज, वहाँ से आगे प्लानिंग करेंगे कैसे कहाँ कहाँ पे जाना है. सो देखते रहिए आज के ब्लॉग के अंदर कुछ नए प्लेसेस. और हाँ, बहुत टाइम हो गया ब्लॉग डाले हुए क्योंकि टाइम नहीं मिल पा रहा था जॉब की वजह से. सो डेफिनेटली आगे कुछ नया आएगा तो चलिए ब्लॉग शुरू करते हैं. ये जो अभी आप देख रहे हो वो है टावर ब्रिज. बहुत ही फेमस ब्रिज है यहाँ का.
Hi guys, we are standing on right now in the Tower Bridge, and we are going to now Westminster Pier. It's like the London Eye, and we are going by the boating on the river, and it's a wonderful appearance, as we can see, standing on the Tower Bridge, me and my friend.
And
See
also,
you.
again, happy Diwali to everyone.
Yeah, cheers, bye bye.
best time to see the bridge, in my opinion, is when they light it up. See the bridge of a night time when the bridge lights are on, and it really is a beautiful sight of London. The bridge lights were put on for its 100th birthday. It did in fact cost more money to put the lights on it than it did to build it in the first place. But it does make it look very good. Say for example, we was on a big tall boat now and we wanted them to open Tower Bridge. We need to phone them 24 hours in advance and they will lift the bridge completely free of charge. But obviously you do need a big enough boat to warrant the bridge opening. You can't turn up in a rowing boat and expect them to open it. That won't happen. There is only one day of the year they don't open Tower Bridge, and that is on London Marathon Day, because obviously the marathon comes over the bridge. And it wouldn't be very fair to open the bridge halfway through the marathon. Although it might make it a bit more interesting if they opened it a little bit and there was a bit of a jump. That would probably liven the old marathon up a bit, especially for the really fast ones at the beginning. Now, as we've gone through the bridge, built in the Gothic style to blend in with its neighbour, the Tower of London, the oldest part of the Tower of London is in the centre, where you see the four roofs and the flag. This is the Norman Keep, or the White Tower, and it was built in the reign of William the Conqueror in 1078. The building has served London as a royal palace, a prison, a royal mint and observatory, most famously a place of imprisonment, torture and execution. Look on the river wall above the bricked up archway, we have entry to the Traitors' Gates. And if you were found guilty of treason to the crown, you were taken through Traitors' Gate to be imprisoned or executed inside the Tower of London.
We can see on the back side.
In front of the boat on the left we have the warship, the HMS Belfast. She was built in 1938 in the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast in Northern Ireland. The United Nations in the Korean War, and today a museum to former naval sea power. You can visit and explore all 9 decks of the ship.
This is the battleship.
From an engine room you go right up on the captain's bridge. You can see the people right up on the bridge there. Now if you look up to the left, we got the Shard of Glass. That is the tallest building in Western Europe. It's over 1,000 feet.
This one is a Shard of Glass.
On the 72nd floor of the Shard, there is a public viewing gallery. The middle of the building is a hotel, restaurants, apartments and bars, all designed by the Italian Renzo Piano, the man who designed the Shard of Glass. Look up to the right, there's another tall building, that is number 20 Fenchurch Street. The top part of the building is called the Sky Garden. There's a lovely rooftop garden, there's restaurant and a bar, and you can go there completely free of charge. There is no cost. You just need to book up in advance, 2-week booking system. On the right, the yellow brick building is Old Billingsgate Fish Market. There's been a fish market on that site for over 500 years. They shut the market down about 25 years ago and they moved it down behind the boat to the Isle of Dogs near Canary Wharf. In front of the boat we have London Bridge. This is the 5th London Bridge in 2,000 years. When the Romans came here they built a wooden bridge, they called it Londinium. A medieval bridge for over 500 years had a church, shops and houses. The London Bridge before this one, it started sinking and it was sold to an American businessman. He had the bridge taken down and shipped out to America, where they rebuilt it in Arizona, Lake Havasu City in the States. Has anyone seen the bridge in America? Has anyone heard the story? Has anybody listened? Yeah. Oh, God.
We are listening.
It's definitely there. Now children, boys and girls, look over to the left kids. In the dockway there's a pirate ship. Sir Francis Drake's ship, the Golden Hind. Drake was the first Englishman to sail around the world. He did so, it took him 3 years with a crew of 80 men. That ship's not a model, a real working ship. Been around the world twice. A museum in the dock, the Golden Hind. That one is for the children. For the adults, look to the right everybody, look under the bridge and you'll see a glass box. This is a relaxation spa and sauna. And if we're lucky, we might see some semi-naked people on display. Now, they thought they was being clever, putting it under a bridge so no one could see them. They forgot that boats go past every 5 minutes. Believe me, some days are better than others. Some days you really wish you hadn't have looked. See the barges on the right-hand side, folks? These containers have London's rubbish inside. All of London's rubbish is put into barges, towed away by the London Thames. Bridge is Southwark Road Bridge. This is London's least used bridge. It's a very difficult bridge to find. This is due to the bad planning of the approach roads. The main approach roads are hidden so well in the back streets of London, no one can find the bridge to use it. They say if you find yourself on this bridge, then you are probably lost or drunk, so avoid it if you can. We go through to our left-hand side, we have the Globe Theatre of William Shakespeare, the only building to have thatch on the roof since the Great Fire of London. In the summer, you can watch a Shakespearean play. Plays are performed in a traditional way. There's no microphones or stage lighting. It's all done like it used to be done during the times of William Shakespeare. Now, if you go there and it starts to rain, obviously you are going to get wet. The show must go on, as they say. No stop because of the rain. The bridge is the Millennium Bridge, or better known as the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. The bridge was opened on a Saturday morning by the Queen. It was closed the same afternoon by the police. It was unsafe. Too many people on the bridge were falling over, so they had to close it down and re-strengthen it, renaming it the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge over the Thames. The Tate Gallery of Modern Art is on the left, and up to the right we have the dome and the Golden Cross of St Paul's, and that is the masterpiece of Sir Christopher Wren. It took 35 years to build. It was completed in the year 1710. Above the dome on St Paul's there's a public viewing gallery from which you obtain a fine view over London. Buried at St Paul's the tombs of Lord Nelson, the Duke of Wellington, the architect Sir Christopher Wren. Look over the bridge on the right, see that church by the crane now? St Bride's Church in Fleet Street, or the Wedding Cake Church. A young couple married in the church. They had the baker, local baker, bake their cake like the spire of the church they were marrying in. And that is where the traditional tiered wedding cake design came from, St Bride's Church at Fleet Street. Blackfriars Railway and Blackfriars Road Bridge. Left and right, red columns carried the Chatham and Dover steam railway. They took the top of the bridge off, it became unsafe. It's picking up what is called a spud leg. Now that leg is put into a hole in the barge, and that goes down and pins into the riverbed, and as the tide comes up and down, the barge will move up and down on the spud leg. So that's how these barges are secured. And so this is a dodgy manoeuvre. It works on these barges and these spud legs down is a pretty tricky manoeuvre, but the crane drivers are pretty good. So you can see the men standing there, they're known as slingers, so their job is to direct the crane driver and lift up, doing all the lifting work, so that's what their job is. So this is all to do with the Thames Tideway Tunnel. So 48 metres under the river they bore the new sewer pipe. And as I was saying to you earlier, I've been working on this project for the last 5 years. It's quite a good project to work on the new Thames Tideway Tunnel. The archway coming up on the River Wall very quickly, I'll mention that. Just before we tell you about that, look at the lions' heads on the embankment wall. They're a good indicator for high water. They were put there years ago for the local police to judge the lions' blood. So if the water the lions' blood on the wall, to shut the down, shut the embankment tube stations here in case of the water going over the wall and flooding over. They used to say if the lions are drinking, London is sinking. down to the clock step call box. Police use them to communicate to the station before modern communication. Under the tree, see the silver dragons or griffins. They mark the entrance to the city. Temple Gate and Temple Arch is the river boundary dividing London and Westminster. The ship is the Wellington. She was part of the New Zealand Navy. Today a livery hall, a drinking club for retired sea captains. Now you might be wondering why we're very close to the ship. Now the reason for this, I tried to hold the boat over here because of this view. Look in front of us on the left, ladies and gentlemen, we have the London Eye, we have the clock tower, and if you can see the same picture, what you need now is a double-decker red bus to come. Green roof and the flag, the Savoy Hotel in the Strand. Building with the clock face is Shell Petroleum in the Strand. The biggest clock in London, bigger than the Great Clock at Westminster. The biggest clock in the country is in Liverpool, the Royal Liver Building. The stone column on the embankment wall is Cleopatra's Needle, given to us by an Egyptian government in thanks over defeating Napoleon and the French fleets at the Battle of the River Nile. And then to our right, the modern building with the curved roof is the office for PricewaterhouseCoopers, the Chart and Account Company. The building was designed by Terry Farrell to represent a train leaving a railway tunnel. Look very closely and you can see that it does look nothing like a train coming from anywhere. It looks more like a jukebox, you know, the old Wurlitzer, especially of an evening time. If you see anyone on the footbridges, do wave and smile. Some people wave, some people throw things. We've had water bombs, we've had eggs. A few years ago now, we went under the bridge and there was a boy with his mum. He had a Happy Meal McDonald's milkshake. And he threw it and it hit some woman on the head. And she was not impressed. Or a milkshake in her hand, she wasn't happy. Fancy a pint or two? There's a floating pub on the right, Tattershall Castle. She was a passenger boat on the River Humber in Hull. On the left hand side of the boat we have the London Eye, 450 feet tall. The wheel has 32 pods or carriages, 25 people in every pod. You get on and get off as the wheel is moving at 1 mile an hour. At the top of the wheel on a clear day you can see about 30 miles over London. It's carried over 60 million people and it now belongs to Merlin Entertainment. The price of the tickets have gone up, they're quite expensive. An adult is £37. If you go on there with 2 children, so an adult and 2 kids, it's £78, which I think is an absolute rip-off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you think about it like this, there's 800 people on that wheel at one time. Every person paid £37 each. That's about £18,000 every half an hour. So at the end of a busy day, that wheel could make somewhere in the region of £250,000 in a day. And they are seriously considering changing the name of the London Eye to the Wheel of Fortune because it is making an absolute fortune.
That's right.
Now we've stopped the boat and what I'm going to do is turn the boat and you're going to get a lovely picture of the Palace of Westminster, the seat of the British government. So they've done massive amounts of work to the clock to make it all fresh. And look at the actual clock face, that's all been cleaned and it looks magnificent, doesn't it? Beautiful. They don't build things like this anymore, sadly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all very much. Children on the boat, thanks for listening. Hope you've all had a nice time. Now make sure for me that you take all your personal belongings. Don't ruin your day by leaving something or somebody on the
फाइनली आज की ट्रिप अभी यहीं पे ओवर करते हैं। सो आप लोगों ने देखा आज बहुत सारी जगह पे हम घूमे थे। हम बिग बैन गए थे, लंदन आई हमने देखा वहाँ पे। देन हम लोग वहाँ से निकल के आए थे ट्रफल्गर स्क्वायर, देन कोवेंट गार्डन, और उसके बाद लेस्टर कॉर्नर आपने देखा था, वहाँ पर लेस्टर स्टेशन था वहाँ पे। देन उसके बाद लास्ट में हम लोगों ने चाइना मार्केट कवर किया था जो था सोहो के अंदर। सो या वैसे तो लंदन घूमने के लिए बहुत सारा टाइम चाहिए, लेकिन बस आज हमने थोड़ा बहुत टाइम निकाल के जस्ट फ्यू प्लेसेस कवर किए थे। सो अभी नेक्स्ट वीडियो के अंदर हम और जहाँ पे घूमने जाएंगे उसका आपको प्रॉपरली डिटेल के अंदर वीडियो देते रहेंगे। तो चलिए फ्रेंड्स, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। एंड अगेन हैप्पी न्यू ईयर टू ऑल एंड हैप्पी दिवाली टू ऑल।